talking. It's because we are moral and upstanding that we're always accused of not being moral and upstanding. It's because our heart is right and we try to do good that we're always being attacked and people are always saying we're not pure. Well, let me just do you a favor. Let's just say I'm impure, because we all are. But let's just say I'm consciously bad, which I'm not. I'm consciously good. That's why I'm dangerous for all my problems. Let's just say I'm bad and get that out of the way. Government and COINTELPRO wants us to all fight with each other and nip at each other's heels all day instead of dealing with the hardcore issues. That's why I blow up when some guy calls up and says, oh, the National Guard's doing patrols on the streets. What's the big deal? You should have gotten both sides. You're bad. And I go, okay, what am I bad about? Well, you're talking bad about the National Guard. And I blow up at him because I'm not talking bad about the National Guard. I'm talking bad about how they're being used, along with the regular Army and Marines, to acclimate us for military on the streets of America and feds on the streets. And it's all happening. And the guy sitting there saying it's not, I'm not putting up with it, okay? The sun came up this morning. If somebody calls me and says, Alex, the sun didn't come up this morning, I'm going to either hang up on them or I'm going to start yelling at them. That's what I'm talking about. I live this. I research this. I am telling you what I really believe is the truth. And I'm like 98% accurate. I used to say I was 99%, but really I'm about 2% of the time we're wrong now because we're doing too much. There's too much happening. It's moving too quick. Okay? But I wake up in the middle of the night worried about this. The New World Order is real. The cancer viruses and the vaccines are real. Look it up, please. The sodium fluoride, the bisphenol A, it's all real. And we fight the sodium fluoride and bisphenol A, we're getting it pulled out. And we fight the corn syrup, people are stopping to drink it. And people are finding out we're saving a lot of lives here. This is real. And it is a crime to sit here and attack people that are doing the best they can. And again, I'm not angry because you're attacking me. I'm angry because we need you fighting the New World Order, folks. In a sick way, when you attack me, it makes me more powerful. But it doesn't make the movement more powerful. Do you understand that? And that's why it makes me want to cry. And I'm sick of the trolls, too. The way they manipulate people to argue with them and fight with them on Prisonplanet and Infowars, the way they kill discussion. That's why I've never had a full-time moderator. I've hired 2. And starting in the next few weeks, because one of them just now getting hired, we're going to have people on there 24 hours a day. You go into the Infowars message boards or the Prisonplanet forum, and you try to start infights, or you go into subjects about one thing and try to change it on purpose, and we know your IP address is the same person posing as 3 people, you're just gone. We want to have real discussion. We want to move things forward. We want to organize against tyranny. I will tell you, finally, after 4 or 5 years of being put off and not working right and everything else, we are going to beta test starting next week the social network. But you got to sign up for the free newsletter at the Infowars Insider on the right-hand side of Infowars.com. If you sign up to that email, as hundreds of thousands have, we will send you an email sometime next week with the social network web address and information, and you can be the first to beta test it. And then a few weeks after that, we'll work some bugs out. We're going to go full bore, full tilt boogie. We had a little off-the-shelf social network that got like, I don't know, 35,000 members or some 37,000. How many? It was 38,000. 38,000 users, but the program couldn't handle it. It was like some little thing for little sites and crashed, and we couldn't fix it. And I've run into people on the streets. I was at a UFC fight that Joe Rogan invited me to 2 years ago or 3 years ago in Austin. And not one, but 2 different couples came up to me. And you talk about God. Because, I mean, I probably only had it 2 other times separately happen on the street. In one night, a man and a woman and a man and a woman walked up and said, will you please bring the social network back? We met on your little social network and got married and have children. And then after the fight, I'm leaving, and another couple walks up and goes, Alex Jones, we met on the social network. And I was like, whoa. Now, maybe it was a coincidence, whatever. The point is, we've got a beefy one that we're going to beta test next week. And if you're signed up there at the email, the free email thing, you'll get it. because I can't give it to the full, tens of millions of listeners, because if there's any problems, it'll just wreck it. So we're going to beta test that next week, and I'm sure it'll be attacked by people and stuff, hackers and folks. But whatever, we're gearing up for that, because it's going to have a dating area. And not even dating, just getting together. We're going to call it Freedom Lovers. And it's going to be, you love camping, you love shooting, you want to meet people in your area who are into freedom, to go bowling or to go down the love tunnel there in the floating swan. This is it. So we've got that finally going. We've launched Prisonplanet.tv to the next level, and Nightly News. We're doing all this other work, and we're just doing everything we can. And I'm basically like a fighter in round 10, stumbling around in the ring half the time, bumping into things. But I'm doing the best I can. You better know that. I know this is real, and I'm giving you the best I can. And I hate myself for not doing better, believe me. But I'm just learning to just say, you know what? I'm doing what I can. That's why when somebody calls up thanking me, it's like taking a branding iron to me, because they're counting on me. And all these people are looking to Alex Jones. And that's what I was talking about myself, is I'm trying to openly have full spectrum, transparency of where I'm at, so you can understand where the info war is. Your calls are coming up, then Joel Skousen.
When it's one need.
My point is it's silly to be here talking about infighting when Obama mentor wanted Americans put in re-education camps, whether underground terrorists plan to eliminate 25 million U.S. citizens in re-education camps. And that ties in with leaked U.S. Army document outlines plan for re-education camps in America where people that don't agree with the New World Order are taken. And I've been to the urban warfare drills and covered them and watched the system trained to do this. I mean, this is real. This is illegal. I can open the phones up right now and load it with police and military. Plus, I have the documents and video where they'll go, yeah, it's true. We raid gun shop dealers and people's homes and people that won't turn their houses over. Yeah, the Army dresses up, the Marines dress up in police uniforms, and we go and do it. And it's secret, and it's illegal, and they just do it. Just like torture is illegal, they just do it. Or warrantless wiretapping. We're in trouble. Okay, we're in an authoritarian system, as an earlier caller said. We're in a Sovietized system. They just haven't ratcheted up certain parts of it yet. But now they're starting to take those out of deep freeze, out of mothballs, and fire them up. They're tuning up the Warmocks. They're tuning up the juggernauts. They're tuning up the war machine. And I'm telling you, we need to get the word out. And people know. It's why they're buying 5 million guns a month. People know. But I don't want to just sit here and get a bunch of ammo and guns. It's not going to hurt the New World Order to have a bunch of shootouts with idiots, local police that are brainwashed. I'd rather go out and make them not be idiots. I'd rather take our country back. Come on, we can do this. I mean, if it comes to the shooting war, that's what has to happen. But I'm trying to do everything I can to avert this. Basil in Texas, thanks for holding her on the air. What'd you think of Charlie Daniels?
Well, hey, Alex, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Hey, I had a quick question for Charlie when he was on earlier, but I guess basically now what I want to say is he has a song he did with Aaron Lewis of Stain. The name of the song is Country Boy, so I guess I'll turn it into a plug real quick. Real good song, real good lyrics. And then real quick, one point I wanted to make. I'm originally Middle Eastern, Syrian descent, and I wanted to tell all of the Muslim and the Middle Eastern listeners, you guys need to get on board with what's going on here. There's a real revolution here. People keep talking about revolutions in the Middle East. Those aren't revolutions. When the United States and those interests, they get in there to defend their interests, that's all they're doing. It's not a revolution. It wasn't started by our people. You guys need to wake up. You need to realize that if things don't change in this country, they're not going to change anywhere.
Well, that's right. This is the empire's muscle. And we have to get our republic back and become a country instead of an empire. And again, a lot of people think we get the goods of the empire. We pay for it, and the foreign bankers get it. And then they, in turn, use our tax money to pay to use General Motors systems to build up China. I mean, it's incredible. God bless you. I appreciate your call. We're going to go to break and come back. He was listening on an app on Android. Don't forget we have the free iPhone app in the listen section of Infowars.com. We're going to come back and go to Casey, Noah, George, Jake, and others. So stay with us. Your calls are coming up in the last 30 minutes. Joel Skousen. On this big news, Russia threatens to strike NATO. Missile defense sites. I mean, that is a big deal. This isn't just some poor third world country the bankers can kill. We'll be right back.
Alex Jones.
You know, we're not screening your calls. Is anybody concerned about confirmed plans with the camps that are already in place to take political dissidents and brainwash you and re-educate you? I mean, you like living in North Korea? They want to bring us there. They want to make America like North Korea. The out-of-control crooks with the TSA, all of it, is about breaking our will and getting us accustomed to that. Are we going to put up with this is my question. 800-259-9231. Casey in Oklahoma, you're on the air.
How you doing, Alex? It's an honor to be talking to you, sir.
Honor to talk to you.
I've got a few quick things to bring up here. I'm a city driver for a local freight company in Oklahoma City, and I have seen an enormous amount of TSA field training kits coming across the dock where we're delivering here to a Lockheed Martin facility in Oklahoma City, on the south side of Oklahoma City by the airport. And I see a lot of it coming cross dock going to different parts of the nation. I've never seen the amount. I'm talking 60, 70 skids within 2-week period going to
No,
the
they
TSA.
got billions of funding this year to put TSA all over the country. They're going to come to Austin and like, look, I'm going to grab your genitals at the park. You know, we're not just going to molest your children at the airport. We're here, and they're coming, and they're going to search bags without warrants, and they're going to do it. I mean, this is a criminal takeover. They've got to get you used to people at street corners checking your ID so they can say, oops, Alex Jones, when you're out at the shopping mall or at the grocery store at church, they pull you over or the TSA stops you and they put you in handcuffs, Army truck pulls up, bye-bye, ha, ha, ha. So tell me about that, because I know they've been setting up the TSA inspectors, as they're called, in every town. They're our new god. Tell me about it.
Well, and I asked him, why is there so much volume of freight coming across? And one of the guys kind of sneered at me. He said, well, they're ramping up their efforts for checkpoints in America. And I flat out told the guy, they better not try and give me a checkpoint. I still have a Fourth Amendment right. I'm innocent until proven guilty. And they better not try it on me. And the guys looked at me, and they called in and asked that I not come back out to that facility again.
Really? So who there specifically said they're ramping up the domestic checkpoints?
Just one of the guys that was in there that was in the receiving, just an older gentleman. And it's kind of like what you said, how before they're collaborators. Some of these people don't have a job and don't have any other prospects but to work but to be the minions of these globalists. And it's a shame, because you see some of these guys in there, they're just happy to get a paycheck. They don't care what they're doing.
So to be clear, he didn't even work for the TSA, but he knew, he'd been told this is we're going to set up checkpoints, and he thought that was good just because he was at a loading dock. He's part of the winning team.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.